Good afternoon, everybody. That was a piece by Felix Mendelssohn, on my variation of this. Hi, Mindy from Miami. Glad to see you here. So that was called On Wings of Song, and that was a piece that I really love to play, and I think of it as, the music brings healing to people. It has the potential to help people open up to the healing vibrations. And I've played this one a lot for people in hospitals with that in mind. And yesterday I was in the pool with a friend that I hadn't seen for a long time, because it's the first time I was in the pool for, it's a community pool here, and it's the first time I've been in the pool since the beginning of the coronavirus. And we used to happen to be there at the same time, and we were talking about some of the beautiful things that have been happening in the world since this coronavirus started. And one of them is that I think it started in Italy, that at what point of the day people would come out on their porches and start singing. And so the streets were full of singing, of music. And it kind of caught on as a trend. And I think it happened in several places. And I had this vision, or this audio vision in my mind of, wow, if I were a bird and I was traveling from one town past another town and another town, and kept on hearing sounds, hearing singing and music from that, because it was at a particular time of day. I think it was at sunset or at 7 o'clock that everybody would open their windows and start singing. And so imagine being a bird and traveling around, and you just happen to be on the wavelength that you're hitting each space, each town, as people are opening their windows and singing. That would be another meaning of On Wings of Song. So music is like that. It does carry as if it is carrying on the wings of a bird. So that was my prelude here, and I would like to now come into, well, before we go into that, I'm going to remind you, because I really love to do this. I'd like to have it as a memorial. And so I've asked you if you would give me some requests, and I have a few from you. But what I'd love you to do now is, as you're watching and listening, first of all, if you want to start a watch party, that's great as well, so we could spread it around. But also, if you would write down, if you had sent me a memorial song, a song you wanted me to do, if you would write down what that song means to you, and if you had a particular person in mind, and make sure you put the name of the song whenever you make comments this time. Hi, Angela, welcome. Hi, Janet, welcome. So good to see both. So good to see everyone here. So, so please make comments and write about what song it does, what it means to you. And I filled in the concert with songs that I thought would be appropriate for today. But if you have one in mind that you would like me to do, it's not too late. I can fit it in. I just can't promise that I'll see it in time, because my scroll goes through, and if you're playing, if you're writing, when I'm not watching, I may not see it. But take a risk anyway, and if I don't get it today, I can get it another day, okay? So please write down who you want to dedicate your request to, as well as what the song means to you, and perhaps a little bit about that person, if it's a special nurse or doctor, or somebody who did something wonderful for you. Please write that down. You don't have to name the person, but you can if you want to. They would probably be very happy and honored. Claire de Lune, yes, I will do that for you. It helps you with your PTSD, wonderful. Let me put that in here before I get started with it. And it's a beautiful piece. And I'm just pulling it up here. Here we go. Wonderful. So I'm going to play a little bit now, just so that you know. Thank you, Mary. Thank you. She's a nurse. She's one of your nurses. Wonderful. And maybe you want to write and journal a little bit about what you admire about her. That would be wonderful. And this can be a dedication, you know, that way it goes down in history, really. It's sort of going into the written world, because this post will continue to echo on. And please, you know, invite people to do a watch party, and that way you can share with your friends and you can be in community that way. So the first one I'm going to do is one that I picked out. It's a beautiful piece. It was written, the words are from the book of Ecclesiastes, and it's adapted, and the music is by Pete Seeger. And you'll probably all remember it from the 60s. And it's just a very beautiful song, and it's so very true, of course. And I think you'll enjoy it. I think you'll like it in its own way. Thank you. Hi, Ivory in Texas. Oh, I'm glad you like that one too. I want to thank everybody for all of your support. You've been so wonderful to me and to my program that I'm offering here with the concert. And I just really want to let you know that I appreciate all of your support. So thank you very much. And this next piece is a piece that I also picked out. Hi, Joe from Malta. And Malta's my home motherland, so very dear to me. This next song is a song that I believe became very popular at the end of World War I. I could be wrong, it could have been World War II, but it was at the end of a world war. And just because of its nature, I tend to think it's, maybe you'll be able to tell me, it's called The White Cliffs of Dover. There'll be bluebirds over. And, oh yes, I'll play the rose. I'll put that on my list. Thank you, Tara. Hi, Tara. The rose. So the White Cliffs of Dover, if I don't acknowledge that I received your message for your request, please let me know. Type it in until you see that I've responded to it, and I'll let you know when I see it. So that way we'll be sure to get it on. Yes. Okay, great. Okay, so I'm going to do the White Cliffs of Dover, and as I was just speaking about it, does anyone know, where did that go? Here we go. Does anyone know whether it was after World War I or after World War II? It was a song of great hope, and I love to play this just because I love to play it. I love to play hopeful songs. And so the words are, there'll be bluebirds over the white cliffs of Dover. Tomorrow, just you wait and see. There'll be love and laughter and peace ever after. Tomorrow, when the world is free. The shepherd will tend his sheep. The valley will bloom again. And Jimmy will go to sleep in his own little bed again. Thank you, Ruth. World War II. In his own little room again. There'll be bluebirds over the white cliffs of Dover. Tomorrow, just you wait and see. So it's making me kind of a little teary. So it's beautiful, and I think a lot of you probably noticed, especially, so World War II was just ended just a few years before I was born. Oh, goody, Vera is singing, yay. I hope you're all singing. So many of us were born around the time of the end of World War II, and that point, that was probably the most intense thing we'd ever experienced. I wasn't around, but my parents told me a lot about all of their memories. They dodged bombs in World War II, which in Malta got very heavily bombed. So the white cliffs of Dover, the white cliffs of our heart, the peaceful, healthy, and thriving place of our being. There's no bluebirds in Britain. Oh, well, maybe there will be when this is all over. Okay, here we go. just you wait and see. Well, let's see, I believe it was Tara who just asked for the rose, and so that is up next. And they're not in order of requests because that's hard to do at this point. So please forgive me. And hi Sue, hi Diane, good to see you. So thanks for coming. If you have any requests, please put them in. And also, if you read the little post, if you would write a little something about why you're choosing that song and what does it mean. Thank you, Layla. Write a little something about who you want the song dedicated to and what does it mean to you. That would be great, because that helps me to understand where you're coming from a little bit more too, rather than just my own feelings with it. It's a little tricky. I'm so used to performing live with people right there, and so knowing that things are meaning stuff to you really helps me, because I'm trying to make this as a personal, as close to a live performance in its own way. It is live, and here we are, we're all alive, and blessings to you all for being here. And so if you could, when you make a comment on a song, make sure you put in the name of the song, because I go back, I spend my evening looking at the posts and sort of remembering and then trying to think, I wonder what song that was that meant so much to you. So give me as much detail, and also if you post where you are, that would be wonderful, because we could be holding hands across the whole world. This being Memorial Day weekend, I was in a little bit of trying to decide. I wanted to, because what we have going on right now is a world affair, and we're all, well, kind of all, there are some people who have some different feelings, but pretty much we're all working towards the same thing, and that is for the human species to survive as well as possible. And in our own ways, I guess that's where the difference may be. But it's not a war. We're not having a war against people, as sometimes it may look like that's happening. But I think that we're all reacting in our own way. But I know that there are many people who are putting their lives on the line and working in the hospitals. Number one, what comes to mind then is thinking about the people in the hospitals and the people who keep the hospitals going. The people on the front line with the medical world, I think, is very important to honor that. And Sarah, I'm glad you sang. Thank you. So honoring those on the front line, as well as all of the people who are keeping our electric going, our internet. There's a whole network of people who are making our lives. This would be very different if we didn't have all the modern conveniences that we have. So I'm so grateful, and I'm not here to lecture you, but I wanted to make today's memorial really about, not necessarily about anything to do with the war, but more how people are reaching for a healthy planet and for the survival and the thriving of. Oh, thank you, Tara. I'll put that. I'll mention that. Thank you. So all of the people working to help make this journey with the coronavirus easier for us all. So I want to thank those, as well as I want to honor those who have passed. It's because of their passing that we realize how important it is that we do the shifting we need in order to get to the other side of this issue. Not just for a short term, but long term. We have to learn how to live on the planet. And so I think that all of those people dying, if we could think of them as having sacrificed their lives so that we get that message and the importance of that. And also for their families who did not have the the closure that we often have when we have funerals and such. I mean, there are some online, and actually I'm going to be playing for some of those. I mean, I'll tell you more about that another time or later. But it's not the same as being able to get together, and some families have not had that opportunity because it was earlier on before that was in place. So so this one, speaking of funerals and speaking of memorials, this was requested by Tara, my dear friend Tara, who lives her name and is a beautiful, beautiful woman who I honor and love from the west coast of Florida. And I love it when we're together and you can sing and I can play, and sometimes we sing together, walk around the labyrinth, all that beautiful things. But this was a song that was played at Tara's husband's memorial service, and it's so beautiful song, The Rose. Thank you, Tara, for asking for that. I hope I did it justice for you. Well, speaking of this being something that is not separated by countries, this song I chose because it really speaks Oh, yes. Let me see. Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I've got it on my list. It will be on. Thank you for all of your Fairberry babies. Lovely. Yes. Thank you, Mary. Thank you. So this next song is We Are the World. And you know, this again, it's reflecting to me that this is something that we all have in common, that you're welcome, Tara, that everyone is being affected by this coronavirus. Some are having a wonderful time and some are suffering a lot. And I just want to support you in knowing that there are many ways to do it, and to just be compassionate to ourselves, I think, is the number one thing for us. So here we are. We are the world. Just as the waters know no nations, so the air also travels around the world, and we share the breath with all of our brothers and sisters worldwide. We are the world. Yes. Hi, John. I know you requested a song a little while ago, and I haven't gotten it together yet, but I will. You're welcome to make another one. Perhaps I'll know it for you today. This next one was a request, and I'm not sure now who requested it, but whoever requested What a Wonderful World, please speak up. Good afternoon, Terry. Okay. get together. You know, I remember that song, but I haven't played it. I think I have the music for it, but I'm not going to take a chance today. Tara, will you remind me at some point early in the week, and I'll put it on my list to practice, but then get it together, and I'll let you know if I can do it. I've got a couple that are waiting to be learned, so I'll put it with that one if I don't remember it. This next one, I know somebody just said they wanted Over the Rainbow, and I know a couple of people did. And so this is for you, and if you requested it, please take a moment and write down in the comments what does this song mean to you. And oh, you watched the artist video from 1985 from Africa, We Are the World. Oh, thank you, Ivory. You know, when I was planning this, I thought I should do something like that represents all parts of the world. And that was a little bit challenging because there are so many corners of the world. But I know that there's some parts of the world that stand out, and so I'm really glad that I had an opportunity to represent Africa. And so this next one, Over the Rainbow. holding in my heart all those who have crossed over that rainbow bridge, and for all those who are in process of it this very moment, supporting them on their journey, helping free of any blocks. May you all be living in peace. Blessings. Diane, when I was playing that, I remembered that you had just written that you wanted me to play it, and somebody else had asked for it too earlier on. So whoever else it was, thank you for asking for that as well. I love that one. I love playing it. So I'm going to play now. Let's see. I think I saw somebody, The Impossible Dream. Oh, I don't have that right now. I've worked on it. I think I will be able to do it next time. If you will private message me, and I will put it on my to-study list for the week, and I'd be happy to play it for you. That's a fabulous song. Yes. Thank you, Judy. So this next one is probably one of the world's most popular hymns. It's a traditional American 19th century hymn called Amazing Grace, and it is it has many variations of words. I've heard it played and sung in many different kinds of types of events with many different people singing it. So it's a very beautiful song, and you can sing along the words that work for you. Thank you. This next one is one that I'm going to play for you, that it was requested by Ivory, and I'm going to play this one. I haven't really played it before, so please be forgiving and compassionate, as I will be with myself, I hope. It's called Precious Lord, Take My Hand, or Take My Hand, Precious Lord. So thank you for asking for this. I had it. I purchased it. I must have purchased it thinking I was going to use it. So I'm glad that I have it now. That's a beautiful song. I'm looking forward to having it clearer in my fingers, but thank you for giving me the opportunity to play that. It's beautiful. This next one was requested, and you know, you can claim who requested it, please. Claire de Lune. It's a beautiful piece. So I'm going to play that now. And here we go. I love that. I love all of these songs. This next one, I don't know if anybody has put any new requests in. This is one that I opted to put in because I wanted to make sure that I did a song or two, and particularly for all of the people who have decided to be on the helping side as much as they can to some extent, and this goes for the people who are on the front line risking their lives, to people who are, on the supermarkets helping us with our food, delivering our food. those friends who are just helping neighbors. I mean, all of it. It's all helping it all be as well. We're doing as well as we can through this. And this prayer of St. Francis is one that I just love, and I love to spread the message of it. So the words are, if you don't know it, and even if you do know it, you won't mind hearing the words. Make me a channel of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me bring your love. Where there is injury, your pardon, Lord. And where there is doubt, true faith in you. Make me a channel of your peace. Where there is despair in life, let me bring hope. Where there is darkness, only light. Where there is sadness, ever joy. O Master, grant that I may never seek so much as to be consoled, as to console, to be understood, as to understand, to be loved, as to love with all my soul. Make me a channel of your peace. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned, in giving of ourselves that we receive, and in dying that we are born to eternal life. I think that's one of the most spiritual hymns that I know. I could be wrong, but for me that is my truth. I think this is such a beautiful song and hymn and blessing and prayer. So here it is to all those who choose to be channel of the great divine peace. Thank you. I love that one. This next one, I haven't had anybody request it this week, but I just thought it goes really well with the theme for today. And I think some songs I don't think you'll mind hearing it again. It's Imagine. It's just a beautiful one. Again, it's one of those, we are together in the world, and it's visioning the world, acting in honor of the people of the world and of the planet. It's called Imagine, in case I didn't say that. I know, Judy, you love this one. I know several of you love it, so I'm going to take a risk. If I have not played your request yet, let's see. Oh my gosh, it's 4:02. Well, is it okay if we play a little bit longer? I'm not going to. I had a whole bunch listed. I probably talk more than I should, but I can't resist saying hello to you. I think I'm going to end it with Blowing in the Wind, or should I do Imagine as well? Oh, there's a lag between. I'm going to do Blowing in the Wind, and if you want me to do Imagine, write that in and tell me a little bit about why you love that song also. This is for anyone who is asking, why is this happening? Or in case you're curious yourself. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for coming. I want to thank you again for all of the support you've been giving me, and I really appreciate it. It really helps me to keep on going. And in case you don't know, there's a PayPal Me link right above in the title of this video today, in case you feel like you have some extra money that you would like to support me with this program. Also, I'm going to be wanting to offer, I'm working with a place that's doing remote funerals, and sometimes people don't have money for people to be buried in these days because of everything that's going on, and I would love to be able to offer them for free, and I've been doing a lot for free. And if you wish to support that program, because that one will be funded with donations, if you would, when you PayPal me, if you would say the amount that you want to go towards that program, and that way I'll be able to offer those without, not having bills, my bills taken care of as well. So if you would say how much, then I will know. I'll put that in a separate fund to go for that as well. I just want to let you know how much it really means to me that you show up, that you enjoy this, and it really keeps me going because I love sharing my music with people, and this is really great to have this community. I see people coming back every week, and it just makes my heart really warm that I have something for you, and that I want you to know that you have something for me, and that you're showing up, and that this is meaning something to you. It's brightens my week. I look forward to it all week long, and then I savor it after it's over. So I just want to thank you again, and I hope that I played all of your requests. If not, please message me and let me know. Please send me requests for next week. I don't know what the theme is. I was doing themes for a little while, but I'm not attached to having them be themes. So if it's a song that you love, please, you can write that just in private message me. You can do that easily. DeLuna, you know who I am, or DeLuna Harps. Either way, I'll get it. And let me know what song you'd like for next week, so I could start putting it on the table and start practicing them. And those people who had asked for a song that I don't have with me, please message me and remind me, because I get a little spacey playing harp. It just is easy to happen. And I guess I might be that way anyway. But anyway, thank you again. Blessings to you, and thank you for all of your support in any way that you do. Showing up and contributing, all of it is a great honor, and I'm very grateful for you in my life, particularly in this time, more than ever. If I had to put an amount on it, if I had to compare it, I'm always grateful for having people who like what I do. So blessings to you. Have a wonderful afternoon. Bye now.